love the color of the coffee. This is roasted close to about 55 on the Ekong scale in our roaster. Beautiful colors. Nice. I like it. Okay, now I just want to run through some basic steps. I believe you've seen a lot of barista competitions and all that, but do you know exactly why and why is that? What kind of penalties and the competitors actually suffers, and what do they actually try to look out for, and what the technical judges actually try to catch, all the problems that they are always being penalized on. So I'll run through a few steps and key areas where technical judges tend to so-called penalize the baristas or look out for. So you're going to have a very brief a run-through of what a barista needs to be mindful about when he makes a cup of coffee. Okay. And these are things that I also teach and briefly mention and when we do demonstrations to the public. First of all, have a good quality coffee that you put inside here that you like. Important to what you do is grind on demand to make sure that you do not have unnecessary over coffee that's in ground force sitting around anywhere, because it tend to grow stale within half an hour to an hour, especially in our weather when it's so humid. So that's why we have invented grind on demand coffees. Okay, when it comes to temping, you have to ensure that they temp horizontally without any slant all the way, so that when the water hits the coffee puck, it is evenly distributed throughout the whole puck and not going through a particular side. In the old days, baristas like to do a knock just to get the sides of the coffee to be not dislodged. We don't encourage that, because every time you do that, there are two things that are happening. Number one, the portafilter is a very expensive item, so it's a beautiful temper. When you cling the two together, you're causing a lot of chinks here and there, which is not something desirable. Second, when you do that, you may create channels within your puck, which the water will actually go through first and cause a very uneven extraction. So areas where the water will hit first and run through first, that part will get extracted first and become over extracted towards the end. So there's this problem that we want to avoid. So clean the portafilter. We call it dash the 1, 2, 3. We flush the group head first, okay, just to make sure that all coffees on the top is flushed. So this is another point that the technical judges actually look out for. Then we'll see the flow, whether this grind setting is correct. Straight away, immediately after insertion, you have to extract. Looking at this flow, not too bad. Okay, not too bad. So in between 25 to 30 seconds, I should get a 30 ml shot. I have a timer here that's running. Okay. So when I wait about 25 seconds, I should have a decent espresso, 30 ml. Okay. This is a little bit light on the color, as you can see. This particular creamer for this coffee is a bit on the light side. I like to darken it a little bit so I gotta tighten the extraction. And also by checking the puck, whether it's a firm puck or not, whether have I dosed it enough. Okay. So it should come out like a cookie every time. There is a purpose why we have a cookie, because once you knock it out, the porter is relatively quite clean. Okay, so it's easy to clean. Flush again, lock it in, and I'll do adjustment to the grind. So I need to tighten the grind a little bit. Oh no, I'm going to updose the coffee a little bit and make it a little bit coarser, because I want to get more coffees into the cup. So just doing a bit of gross. Okay. Slight adjustment, just 1 or 2 notches. Flush some coffee grounds with it. Get an old coffee ground. Alright. So this is the part where the first primary first level of calibration is done, just to see whether the flow and the color of coffee is right before we even start tasting. Because at the end of the day, I always tell a lot of baristas and anybody who wants to run a cafe, if you know that the espresso is the foundation and soul of all your coffees, you get to make sure that your espresso is tasting correct. Then you can add on to your milk and whatever have you. Yeah. Okay. We want to minimize also coffees that's going to be spilled everywhere. So in this case, it's very minimal. Spreading to distribute the coffees so that it is evenly distributed across your pot. And then we tap again. Okay. Horizontal, clean, flush. Same action. Once I go in, I have to extract it straight away. Have another cup. I have a glass now. Let's see how it goes. Extract straight away. Beautiful. It's nice and dark now. Slightly slower. Okay. And then after that, I like to taste this cup of coffee. Pressure is 9 bars. Coffee. And about 20-25 seconds, it'll be nice. Okay, you'll see how it goes. Okay, now you see the color is slightly darker. This is the color that I want. You might want to have a sip just to taste the coffee. You alright with that?
Alright.